Namaskar. Let's explore Bol Jati and Laya Jati in this session. Now the word Jati, as you can see, is common between the both, the Bol and the Laya. So let's first clarify the terminology that we use for the Jati. The word Jati is a unit of rhythm, one single unit of rhythm. Let's say this is the Jati. When we use it in the Bol Jati, it's a different terminology that we use and different technique to divide this particular unit. And when we use it in Laya Jati, once again, a different set of rules and regulations are there. Both the segments, we use the Pancha Jati concept. Panch meaning 5, coming from the word 5. 5 different ways of pronouncing, understanding, and creating Jati compositions. Let's name the 5 Jatis, the Pancha Jati. The 3s, which is the Tishra Jati, coming from 3. The 4s, which is the Chatushra Jati, coming from 4. Khanda is 5, Mishra is 7, and Sankeerna is 9. Now the reason why we don't have 6s is because the doubles of 3s will be in 6, and we also don't have 8s because the doubles of 4s will be 8, which is why we will be dealing with these 5 divisions: 3s, 4s, 5s, 7s, and 9s. These divisions are called the concept of Pancha Jati. Now how are these two different in Bol Jati and Laya Jati is what we will investigate now. Now pay attention, because this concept is rather intense and it needs to be understood at a grassroots level so that when you go into a creative mode, you have the right knowledge to then explore it further. Let's start with the Bol Jati. The word Bol Jati consists of 2 words, Bol and Jati. The word Bol means the syllable. So when you have the syllable and the term or the rhythm together, it is termed as Bol Jati, and we have 5 different ways in the Pancha Jati of the Bol Jati to describe that. Let's divide this particular unit into 4 segments. The reason why we insist on using the Chatushra or the 4 segment is because this is a commonly used division in most of the tal systems that we have, or the ones that I know of. I have a little bit of knowledge about Hindustani, Carnatic, and the Western. Let's just compare and contrast these 3. In the Hindustani section, when you divide it into Chatushra, we normally say dha dhin dhinda or ta thai thai tat, as a Kathak dancer would. In the Carnatic style, we would have taka dhimi, which perhaps the Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, or various other dance forms of the southern part of India come from. And in the Western, if you see, there are many beats that are dividing this unit into 4, which is tick, tick, tish. I don't know the syllables of that, but it's something like tick, tick, tish, tick, tick, tish, right? So we have this particular unit being divided into 4s. Ta, ka, dhi, mi. Once again, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, dhi, mi. 3. Ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta. 5. Ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. 7, 3, and 4. Now, in the Hindustani style, we have 3 and 4. In the Carnatic, we have 4 and 3. Both are right because you have equi-division of the unit. So let's go. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta. Let's go for 9. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. So these are the syllables that we use for the Pancha Jati. Now let's superimpose these bols to make it into a Bol Jati concept. Remember, we talked about dividing the unit into 4 segments. So if we have it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are trying to put in the syllable of 3, so these 3 will be here and 1 will be extra. What do we do with this? We start with the taka. So 3 plus 1, to fit it into the 4. Ta, ki, ta, ta. That's 1. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ta, ki, ta. So what have we done? We have divided this unit into 4 and superimposed the bols of the Tishra, which is the 3. If we were to deal with the same jati in Laya Jati, what would we do? We would take this unit and divide it into 3 equal parts. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta. If it was in Bol Jati, what was it? Ta, ki, ta, 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 ki, ta, 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 ta. You understand the concept here? The division of the unit has to be paramount, clear. This clarity should be visible in your future compositions because you are expected to then do spontaneous work. The practice of this is going to help you. Let's now superimpose the bols of the Pancha Jati on a groove of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start with the 3. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, 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 ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Now you're superimposing 5 on 4. Let's try the 7. Now the 7, there is a variation in the Carnatic Tal system and the Hindustani Tal system. In the Carnatic we have 4 first and then the 3, and in the Hindustani we normally have the 3 first and then the 4. Both are the same because there is equi-division of the unit. So let's go with the Carnatic style first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, which means ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta. Let's try the 9s. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. So 5 and 4 superimposed on the groove of 4 as the rest of it. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. You get it? This is Bol Jati. Why? Because we are superimposing the bols of the Pancha Jati on a groove of 4. This concept has to be rooted into the system. This needs proper riyaz, proper practice of the syllables so that the diction, pronunciation and the concept of dividing and superimposing the bols is clear in our minds. Because in future we will be expected to do spontaneous work. Now spontaneity can come only when you're confident about the basic rules, which is why I'm trying to clarify this every now and then so that you get into the groove of dividing this unit. Let's do Bol Jati once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the Jati. 1, 2, 3. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ta, ki, ta. Ta, ka, dhi, mi, 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 ta, ka, dhi, mi. Ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, 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 ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ka, dhi, mi, ta, ki, ta, 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 taka dhimi taka takita taka dhimi taka takita taka dhimi taka takit taka dhimi taka takita 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 takit. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Oh, tricky, right? You need to do this almost like your maths tables in the morning so that you get the diction right and the pulse. Let's now explore the Laya Jati. As I had clarified earlier, the Jati or the unit of rhythm is now going to be divided into equal segments, whether it is 3s, 4s, 5s, 7s or 9s. In order to get the diction right, I would suggest we keep the speed rather low so that when we come to 9s, we start with 3s, it's okay. The speed is fine. But by the time we reach to 9s, it becomes really tricky to get all the syllables in together. So if we were to take this as a pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the pulse which we will maintain now. Let's go. Ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta. The equal distribution. Ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta. Let's go for ta, ka, dhimi, ta, ka, dhimi, ta, ka, dhimi, ta, ka, dhimi. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try 5. Ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 9, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita, taka. Let's try 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go for the bowls. Taka, dhimi, taka, takita, taka, dhimi, taka, takita, taka, dhimi, taka, takita, taka, dhimi. Let's try. Ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, taka, dhimi, taka, dhimi, taka, dhimi, taka. Taka, takita, 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 taka, takita. Taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi. Taka, dhimi, taka, takita, 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 ta. So you understand? Do you think the speed is going higher? Technically, it's not. Audibly, maybe. It looks like the divisions are more, so the speed is rising. No. The unit is still the same size. So technically, the lay is not increasing. But the division within that unit is multiplying. Is either ascending as we go from 3 to 9 or descending when we come back from the 9s to 3s. There are many compositions that are there. Let's say in Tishra Jati, takita, dhekita, takita, dhekita, tat, tat, ta, draka, dan, dan, chijikata, tho, thuranga, takathuna, takatigda, digthai, tigda, digthai, tigda, digthai, tigda, digthai, chijikata, tho, thuranga, takathun. These are the concepts that you'll have in 3s. In Chatushra, we have many, many compositions, and there are many that we've already learned in the beginners' lessons, and we'll be doing much more in the advanced and intermediate levels. In the 5s also, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, tat, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, tata, tata, tata. Many compositions that will go on the pulse of 5s. Taka, dhimi, takita, taka, dhimi, taka. These compositions will go intense and complex as we go ahead. You will not be able to catch pace with the compositions if the base is not strong, which is why I strongly suggest that you work on your Laya Jati and Bol Jati divisions with clarity. And the most important aspect here is to understand the concept, understand what you're doing, intellectually challenge yourself to understand the ethos of what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, creativity is easier and a bit more enjoyable and confident, isn't it? So let's do our riyaz on the Bol Jati and the Laya Jati regularly. Namaskar.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you don't want to miss any of the videos we upload here, why not subscribe to the channel? Also, please do send us your feedback. It'll help us improve our program. Let's share. Happy dancing!